This is Zach, and I wanted to answer a few questions that people had about the new companion system in Star Wars The Old Republic Patch 4.0 Knights of the Fallen Empire. So, obviously, since the launch of the game, you've always had the ability to have a companion character with you that will tackle fights alongside you, which is really, really nice. Most MMOs and most games in general will just have yourself as the player character, and sometimes an NPC beside you that maybe you have to protect. But the cool thing about a companion is that they fight, or they heal, or they tank alongside you. So 4.0 really tried to add in a lot of new quality of life elements to companions, and I want to kind of go over a few of those, what they are. So this is my character, Zach Ryan. This is on the Harbinger server, so if you guys are over there, feel free to say hi. But right now I have one of the new companions out. This is Deadeye Lita, and I'll explain how to get her in a second. But I want you to see what happens when I hover over her portrait. If I right-click, now this is something that's brand new. I can choose what role I want my companion to be. And this isn't just for Deadeye Lita, this is for all companions now. So if you have played the game previously and maybe you took a break and are just coming back now during patch 4.0, it used to be that whatever your companion was designed to do, that's what they did. If you had, say, Andronicus Revel, who was a DPS character for the Sith Inquisitor, then all he could do was DPS. But now, with a touch of a switch, I can switch this companion to either being my healer, my tank, or a damage dealer, which is really nice. It gives you a lot more flexibility to keep out the tune that you just want to have around as your playing companion. Huge quality of life improvement there. Now, alongside of this, they also changed the way affection works in the game. So also, if you were here for pre 4.0 Star Wars gameplay, then you know that companions had 10,000 affection points that you could possibly earn on that character through conversations, through giving gifts, etc. And the higher affection you got on that companion, the faster they would basically go through the crew skills and craft for you. Now in 4.0, affection does the same thing. It still increases the ability for those companions to craft for you, but now it also increases the way that they fight for you, which is fantastic. This means that the more effort you pump into building up a companion and their affection for you, the more practical effects that you see in battle. It used to be with the 10,000 affection system, you wouldn't really know how much benefit you were getting from this character, and they've changed that. So let me open up the new crew skill window for you, and now they call it companions and contacts. And I'm just going to scroll down to where my old gunslinger companions are. And at this point in the storyline, they are locked from me having them, but I'll show you in a second how to get some of them back. But I just want you to know that with the original companions, if you look at each one, they have a value numbered by them that is 1 through 10. So it used to be that you just have a bar and it just said 1 through 10,000, and now you actually get a digit representation of what kind of affection that they have, and it just makes it easier at a quick glance to see how much affection this character has for you. And now also, too, it's really important to note, 10,000 is no longer the cap. You can actually go all the way up to 250,000 on a character. So the previous limitations on what your companion can do for you has now been far exceeded. Also, and this is probably the biggest one for those people out there who like to craft, it used to be that your companions had specialized crafting skills. So Risha here, who was one of my smuggling companions, it used to be that she was a slicer. That was something that she could go off and do. So if you had chosen the crew skill for slicing, then she would have the potential to crit on it. But if you were anything else, she'd basically have no effect for you. Well, they've changed it now. Now, instead of all the crew skill or all the companions having ties to particular crew skills, now they, as a general ability, the more affection that they gain, the better they are at all crew skills. So let me give you an example of this. I'm going to scroll up here, and I'm going to highlight Lana Beniko, who is one of the new storyline companions I can use. And if you look, I've pumped her all the way up to 19, way past the old level cap, and if I hover over her influence bar, you can see that she gives me 950 presence when I have her out with me in battle, and you can see that the time efficiency for her doing any crew skill task whatsoever is 28.5, basically 30% off of the time that it used to take to craft an item or to send them out on a crew skill mission. And then also, she has a 9.5% critical rate for crew skill tasks. So if I was to craft, say, an augment on a character and she was my crew skill companion, she'd have a 10% chance of critting on that, just with the base amount of affection that she has. So that's pretty awesome. That means your companions, not only do you get more choice on which one you pull out into battle, you also get now more flexibility on sending them out for crew skill tasks for you, which is really nice. Now, I also want to highlight the area that I'm in. If you look, this is one of the new areas. I don't want to spoil too much, but as soon as you get to Chapter 9, you're going to arrive in this area, and at this point in the story, you're going to have the ability to start recruiting new companions and some of your old companions. And there's two different ways that you can do that. The first one is over here to my character's right. There's a console over here that has like a little galaxy map on it. When I click on this, this is called the Companion Locator Terminal. And when I click on it, it's going to give me the option, if I key through a few of these, and I'm going to do that right now, to get some of the old companions back. Now, it's not a guarantee that you'll get all of them back. There's a few of them that you will be able to get. For instance, for my smuggler here, I know that Risha is one of the options that I'm going to grab. And I'm going to continue. But basically, it won't have any impact on the story. You can still meet this character again when you're supposed to in the storyline, which is really nice. Yes, continue. So if she, say, pops up in Chapter 12, then I will see her as scripted in Chapter 12. But if I look at my companion skill window now, she now appears as a selectable character. Okay, and you can also see too she has her old affection rating back of 10, just like you saw earlier, and she's also still packing the gear that she had before too, which is really nice. So you don't have to worry about losing any gear on your companion as they're on their little hiatus. And like I said, now you can get them back this way too. One of the things that's kind of nice about that is that BioWare was very sensitive to the fact that they didn't want you to lose companions and feel like you've lost investment into them. But now, let's scroll on a little bit. I want to show you on the same page, as you get to this part in the plot, you're also going to unlock what's called alerts. And alerts are the ability to recruit companions. You can see them on this page. There's several different faction heads within your alliance, and they will give you a mission that you can partake in to gain a companion. Now, here's the wacky part. The companions that you can get aren't just the ones that you used to have in your crew. Now you can recruit companions that were in the game previously as part of other class crews. So let me scroll down here a little bit and just make the most obvious one. So this is 2VR8 that most Imperial players will recognize as their ship droid, which is now recruitable by even myself as an Alliance member as part of the Republic. And he has no affection, obviously, because he's never been a part of my crew before, but he is now recruitable under my banner, and now I could choose to use him if I wanted to. I think this is also, again, a really fun choice. For me, it was just kind of gratifying to give the guy a good home, especially after all the abuse he's taken at the hands of the Sith, including mine. Now, you may notice a few unfamiliar names here, like Deadeye Lita, Choza Robat. You get these guys through the Star Fortress missions. I don't have that up here because I've already completed them all. But the Star Fortress is a branch of of heroic missions that you can do. And what you're going to end up doing is getting a new item called supply crates as you do certain missions. And through a little bit of a story quest, you will go to the planet using an alert, just like I showed you here on the screen. You'll go to that companion, you'll do what it is that they ask you to do, you'll give them 5 supply crates, and then you'll run and do the heroic mission for their planet, and then you will unlock them for a companion. Now, I want to mention that these supply crates, they have several different purposes in the game, but the two that are most important for this are, one, that they're used to unlock that character, and 2, after you've given those to that character to unlock them, that also influence their affection rating. So all the characters that you unlock for the Star Fortress, they come out of the gate with 10 affection rating, which is really, really good. That makes them just as strong as your maxed out companion that you had when you were doing the storyline. So the cool thing is, if you don't want to use the companion locator and you just want to have your companions through the story, using the Star Fortress and unlocking those companions is a really great option to rebuff the amount of crew skill members that you have to run crew skills for you and to fight battles with you. They're also really diverse. There's quite a few aliens in this bunch that they have really unique looks. You used to see them a lot of times as NPCs that you talk to for quests, and it's really great now to just say have a Jedi who can run alongside you, or a Sith Nautilon as well. So if you guys are interested in having some really unique looking crew, it's a great way to go ahead and get them. So just to recap, there's a couple different ways to get companions. You're going to unlock them as part of the main story, and those will become your main characters through the story, just like Milana Beniko. You can use the terminal, the companion locator over here in the Alliance headquarters, to go ahead and unlock characters for you, which is really nice. Some of your old crew members. Now, again, it's not all of your crew members. There's a few that are allowed and a few that are going to be tied to the story, so you can't get them that way. You can do alerts, which can help you unlock both some of your previous crew members and some of the ones that were available for other character classes. And lastly, you can do the Star Fortress heroic missions, which will get you guys like Chozo here. And getting them that way gives them plus 10 affection. So I hope this answered most of your questions about the new companions and where you get them. There's more detailed analysis out there of what to do for the Star Fortress step by step. If you like this video and you like what I had to say here, feel free to like my page and feel free to use the new player referral link that I have below. I've been playing this game since the beta. I'm a huge fan, and I would love for you to become a huge fan too. So if you have any questions, type them in the comments below, and I will see you soon.